Hello, my water signs. How are you all doing? I am here to do your mid-monthly reading for the month of April. We're going to take a look into the cards and see what's in store for you. This is for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. So if you have water in any of those placements, this reading could apply to you. If this reading does not resonate with you, please check out the other videos to see if your placements have other elements in them, what those messages could be for you. If this reading does resonate with you, please help support my channel by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all that fun stuff. It's a great way to support me. Water signs, I think we should just jump into the reading and find out what's in store for all of you for the last 2 weeks of April. All right, I'm actually going to do things just slightly different this time for you guys. I'm going to actually pull 2 cards for sacred geometry, and we have perception. Okay, perception came out in one of the last readings. I believe it was for my earth signs, but it was kind of a predominant energy. So interesting. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. So something within your perception is going to be challenged for the month of April, the last 2 weeks. It's about looking and going beyond what you currently see things as right now and being able to see them in different ways so that you can expand your mind and allow not just new ideas, but new concepts to permeate your reality. It helps you on a soul level to develop more of your gifts of why you're actually here. So what other cards do we have here for water signs? Is there one other energy? This one wanted to come out. Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay. So we have the third eye chakra. So the frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. Very interesting that third eye and perception came out together. So let me just put that there. So third eye and perception together. For some of you, you're going to be experiencing more visions. For those of you who are having like third eye activations through perhaps even the beginning of April and bleeding into the last 2 weeks of April, even bleeding into May, I'm being told that your third eye, the reason why perception and third eye have come together is because your visions that you're going to be seeing allow the perception to expand beyond what you're just seeing in your vision. There are hidden messages in here for you to allow the vision to speak to you in a different way that you're used to having it spoken to you as. So this is really about expanding your awareness of your visual gifts and what you tend to see on your own. That's really interesting. We're also going to pull one light language card here. And we have healing. Interesting. Okay. So we have the healing card here for you, water signs. And gosh, I just saw like all these diamonds in this card as soon as I looked at it. Okay, I know that there are angel wings here, but I'm getting more of a sense of like eagle, healing. Okay. Oh, so there are ways to incorporate your healing through your perception and your third eye together, and it incorporates the idea of like, oh, okay, so like an eagle or a hawk, like flying up in those high levels, it's taking the higher perspective. And so with the healing, there are things that you guys can be healing for yourself through these next 2 weeks that will benefit you if you can take the higher self perspective. So removing yourself from the 3D perspective, how do you take the higher self perspective? How do you create a level of awareness around your healing that kind of like pulls yourself out of the situation so that you get to be the witness? How would you witness this as your higher self? What would your higher self have to say about your situation when it comes to healing? Healing doesn't necessarily mean just like on physical levels. It could be physical for you, but it could also be healing past traumas. It could be healing past relationships. It could be healing also this belief system is what I'm kind of picking up. Like, how do you heal an old belief system that keeps you stuck or anchored into a timeline that you don't want to be in right now? So the higher perspective will incorporate a lot of healing for you. Let me just put that right there. And then I want to pull one more card for you guys before we get into the tarot from my Working the Light Oracle. We have it here. Okay. We have Mintaken. So longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So with this card in particular, I'm kind of picking up on this fact that she's sitting out on this iceberg alone, looking to the shores of another place within the galaxy. Okay. This, the message that I'm specifically picking up from this card is more of like a feminine energy, the coolness, the yin energy, the cooling energy. Okay. Cooling off is what I just heard. For some of you, there needs to be a cooling off period that take the time to reconnect with your origin and use that as a cooling off period if something's coming up in your reality that is pushing your buttons, that is kind of like grinding at you. If there's someone or something or a situation present right now in your kind of reality that's really, I just want to say, like, it doesn't feel nice. It feels kind of like icky, like you kind of want to brush it off. Don't react. Take the time to go, and this is actually part of the healing card, that you want to connect with your origin point. Connect with the origin of your soul. Lessons from those past lives, they are embedded in your DNA. They are embedded in your cells. They are accessible to you. Third eye opening is going to help you with that. Okay. Why am I? There we go. All right, so very interesting what's coming up here so far. So for my water signs, are there any other messages from the tarot that you'd like to leave water signs with regards to their perception, being able to see things in a different way, the higher perspective, allowing the visions that they're receiving through third eye chakra, seeing them in different ways, and allowing. This is why the cooling off period is necessary to really kind of give this a chance to open up and shift the way you're seeing things. The uncomfortableness is actually healing for you, and if you can shift the way you're looking at it, there will be great benefits in this. So what other messages do we have for water signs for the, too many cards, first 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of April? Nice. Okay, we have the Ace of Coins showing up at the beginning of your reading. So this is about materializing new wealth or a form of abundance here in the physical that could pertain to your work. It could pertain to your home. It could pertain to your health. There is some sort of new blessing that is being bestowed upon you through this process. Okay, so they're asking me to focus in on the acorns in this process. Oh, okay. I know that that's not what this is, but I think, so the acorns look similar to a pine cone right now. Like they've got part of that pine cone look. And the pine cone is the third eye symbol. And I know that's not what's here, but this is kind of the message that they're asking me to share with you, is that this blessing has to do with your pineal gland. So this could be part of you seeing things. Oh, okay. A blessing is coming in that if you have a shift in your perception, you will be able to recognize instantly. This shift in perception will show you what may have not seemed like a blessing or perhaps even evaded you completely. But when you shift the perception and open up the third eye, the pineal gland will activate more to show you the deeper meanings or the layers of this blessing for you. Something's coming in and it's going to pertain to your work. It's going to pertain to your health or your home environment. Okay. What other messages do we have here for water signs? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What do they need to know? What will serve them to their highest good? Wow. Water signs. Get some awesome cards out so far. Okay, you have the Six of Wands here. So this is acknowledgement, this is victory, this is coming in from a long journey and now being recognized for your achievements. The spotlight is going to be on you. There is some sort of spotlight on you through this process. For some of you, the spotlight is you putting the spotlight on you, that you're finally recognizing some of your great attributes. You're starting to recognize, perceive the blessings. And you're starting to see your worth. You're starting to see your worth through this, with the Six of Wands. For some reason, before I do this card, for some reason, I'm getting a message of travel here with the Six of Wands, in a sense of traveling the other dimensions. Okay, the higher perspective is coming in and being asked to be made more aware of, because you're doing quite a bit of travel on the astral plane during your sleep that is actually building your achievement repertoire, your resume, so to speak, that you do not forget about the astral plane, because there is much work that you are doing in this area. It is important and prepping you for other areas in your life here on the physical plane. Pay attention to the dreams, write the dreams down so that you can get some clues into how you are actually building yourself up in a sense of like your achievements, in how they will assist you here in 3D in this realm. We also have the Two of Wands, and this is about choice. This is about looking at your path, of which path you want to take. Which box do you want to open? Which box do you wish to open? Which box holds the next unfolding of your awakening? Because awakening is about awareness, and awareness is perception. You've got third eye here, speaking of your psychic abilities. And so you are being faced with a choice or a path. Either you've already chosen it or you're about to choose it, that is related to this recognition of your achievements. In fact, it's almost like, it's almost like the box opens for you. Like it's almost like you don't even have to choose. And it's not that you don't choose, you are choosing, but it's almost like the higher self comes in so profoundly for you that it's just, it opens it for you. It's like you don't even realize you've made the choice. It's all of a sudden, it's just there. So what other messages do we have for water signs? You guys have a lot of wands. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, so if things were not clear to you in the past, interesting. Don't worry so much about if things aren't completely clear to you right now. Because of this unfolding that you don't, it's all divinely occurring for you. It's like you've set the tone already for this to come in. It's like it's like your previous work, that you've now come in to achieve, you are being recognized for it, has already set the tone that things are already set in motion. Like there's this energetic motion already fueling this place for you, that you don't be so concerned about understanding or comprehending fully, which kind of speaks to this idea of shifting the perception. Shift the way you're looking at things and take that higher perspective. It's like there's going to be like this aha if you haven't had that clarity yet. For those of you who haven't had the clarity, this message I feel is like for you. Like the message will come in. But it comes in when you take this higher perspective from the higher self. So what other messages do we have here for water signs? Okay, we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So Okay. So it's all about letting go of the younger version of your soul experience here on earth. It's about letting that go because you're maturing. Your soul evolution is in full swing, and it's time to step up, to take things to the next level. And in order to do that, there has to be some sort of letting go here, releasing. So with the perception, you have a perception of yourself, which has been of you until this point in time, and it encompasses your past experiences, but you're reaching new dimensions and experiences of yourself that far surpass what you have until now. And it's time to let the old ideas of this younger soul that is still a very loving aspect of yourself, but allow the more mature aspect to come in, that you're upgrading, and it's time to fully embrace that part of you and recognize it as who you are right now. Interesting. Okay. Just move this over so we get some space here. So, wow. Ooh, water signs. This is a very interesting reading. There is a lot of like this fully stepping in. Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. The moon. So instantly, the full moon is a time period you want to be aware of, cognizant of in these next 2 weeks. There are the moon brings in the more light into the darker areas. It's also speaking to this feminine energy, the goddess energy within you. Okay, so with this card, the message that's kind of coming in for you water signs is this idea of like around the full moon, you're going to feel this like emergence, if you haven't already, of this newer part of you that really wants to step forth. And you see how she's kind of like stretching her back and opening her chest up to the moon. Like I'm feeling like there's just going to be this period around the full moon where you're kind of like trying it on for size. Like you're going to really kind of play with that energy a little bit, like really kind of step into that aspect of you that is more evolved and needed at this time. And this brings more clarity in for you. It's about embracing this aspect of you, this higher aspect actually brings in the clarity that you need if you haven't got that clarity already. Wow, okay, so 3 cards just pulled out here together. So we have the 9 of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. So some of you are having anxieties. Aww. Wow, you guys have so many wands here. There's a lot of fire energy. This is about, okay, so this is also about taking action. These last 2 weeks of April, it's about you actually really stepping into this powerful part of you and implementing it into your reality here. Like, how does that look for you? How does that look in your workspace? How does that look for you in your home? How does that look for you in your health? Now, this is coming up because the messages here is to be aware that some of you are having some anxiety over this and losing some sleep about this younger, more less evolved soul aspect of you that there's like an attachment to it in some ways. And okay, so do not think that by releasing that aspect of yourself that you are losing that kind of childlike spirit that comes with the younger experiences. And when I say younger experiences, I don't necessarily mean from an age perspective. I mean more from like the newer perspective. Oh, and know that there are always newer experiences coming in, even when you are stepping into more evolved aspects of yourself, that these in itself are still birthing like new versions of yourself. So they do feel new and kind of wondrous, like a child. The Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, so just be aware of that, because that energy could block this new beginning coming in, this new start of what is actually a very highly evolved spiritual process for you that is going to ignite much more of your passions. So for those of you who are having some anxiety over releasing things from your past, releasing older parts of you that aren't serving you anymore, really kind of stepping into your power, because there may be some sort of sense of loss of identity through this. This is just merely perception. This is just merely a belief system. And so keeping that higher awareness will really assist you through this, this like journey of your soul's evolution that's kind of coming in. So lots of fire here. Burning through the old, burning through the old. And we have, okay. We have the King of Wands here in reverse, and the message instantly came in that it ties into this anxiety. When you, water signs, when you are moving into a new part of yourself that is uncharted territory of who you are, there's going to be some times where you're experiencing lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, really questioning a lot of your choices, questioning your decision making. And this is where like Mintaken is coming in the sense of when you go into those places where it doesn't feel comfortable, it kind of feels a little icky, whether it's this process in its own or someone starting to challenge you while you're going through this process. Not that they're purposely trying to challenge you, but they're triggering you in some way that this, okay, so I see. Interesting, you have a lot of fire energy, and I really tuned into the ice, and there's this cooling off period that I talked about at the beginning. Use the cooling off period to not allow this fiery, new passionate stuff to kind of derail you or take you off course in a sense of where your watery emotional self is, and that's why it can be a little uncomfortable here for you, because you're bringing in a lot of fire energy, which is the opposite of your sign. And this ties into this Mintaken here of longing for home in the original light workers. This longing for home is going to be a kind of like a sense of like, I just kind of want to go back to like what I used to know, like before all this other stuff came into my awareness. It's almost like ignorance is bliss. You're going to have this sense of ignorance is bliss feeling at some point that and it's just there because you're really leveling up, and this is part of the process. So be aware of that when you're coming in to this opening. And I'm going to just use my my moon oracle to ask for one final message for water signs. Gosh, this was a long reading for my water signs. It's a lot of information that came through for you guys. Okay, what's one message that we can leave water signs with? Okay. We have a time for healing, and look at that purple energy. It's so in line with this third eye chakra. So it's a time for healing. So yeah, use this full moon energy as a time to heal yourself through the self-recognition. Okay, through the self-recognition, through the perception, through this stepping into this new more higher evolved aspect of your soul. It's activating right now. It's time for that part to really kind of step in and take the reins of your journey. And there is definitely a healing aspect of that for you here. Excuse me. So pay attention to this time for healing message through this whole process and see what parts of you really need to be kind of loved a little bit more, tended to a little bit more, and released through that tenderness of knowing that it's something from the past that really prepared you for here right now, but it's no longer part of this part of your process. So it's about letting that go. Okay, water signs, I hope that reading was helpful to you. If you guys need your own personal reading, all that information is in the description below. I love you. Have a wonderful last 2 weeks of April.